everyone, welcome back. As always, my name is Oz. Today we are continuing on with part 3 of Cayne. If you haven't watched the other 2 episodes, you need to go back and watch those first, or else this will make no sense whatsoever. So yeah, let's go ahead. This is a point-and-click adventure. In the last one, we had just clicked on this, and apparently this is Ralph. A swirling mass of neon particles makes up an animated, anatomically accurate model of a human skull. The effect is probably much more disconcerting than the lab engineers intended. I guess this guy's name is Ralph.
Hi friend, I'm Ralph. Let's print a PDT together.
I need a blank PDT, a PDT template, and a cryo regulator in order to do that. Bloodstained bed. The cloying stench of putrefaction hangs like a pall over the plastic pallet. Oh, because they removed their brain. Okay. Well, there's a PDA. Coffee stains and random assortment of inscrutable and insignificant academic junk clutter the antique walnut top. Bloated brain floating in a vat. Lumps of tissue have started to separate from the frontal and optical lobes and squirm like bloodless tentacles in the preservation fluid. I am very grossed out. Barely perceptible low-level vibrations rumble through the scanner at irregular intervals. Okay. What do we have? We have data disk. Maybe I use this over here?
Maybe if I rotate it sideways. No.
Omni tool.
Hadley, are you on drugs?
Hadley, are you on drugs? Maybe this... I know I read all this in the last one, but... maybe there's something... like a code or something. Didn't I? Maybe I'm meant... I could have swore there was a code or something. Okay. Birthing lab nexus. Okay. I need to go and punch that in. That's right. It's been a few days since I actually played this, so... Forgive me. Making this pregnant... What does that mean? Okay, she runs so slow. We're about to make her run a marathon all the way up here to this security access again. Okay, access this. It was the... what is this? Central elevator access, back. What is this? No, I don't have that one. Birthing lab nexus. Okay, I did write this down. So it's +, lightning bolt, triangle, lightning bolt.
Is there anything else you can make out around you?
No. Deep thumping noise. Like a machine.
Another generator, maybe? Focus on the last thing you do remember.
I can't. There are flashes.
Who is this?
A hospital. Family. They didn't like me much.
Oh.
Join the club.
They wanted what I have.
Oh? What's that?
Money. My name. Then they left me. Or I pushed them away.
Why?
They weren't good enough.
Huh.
They weren't willing to put in the hard work. Wanted to be given things. Given. The things that I bled over.
Well, I don't talk to Mother anymore. And my dad... Well, no clue who he is. She was distant. Maybe she was always like that. Maybe I was just unlikable.
Oh, Hadley.
She sure made it clear, often enough, that I was too much like him. That she saw too much of him in me.
I'm sorry, Hadley. Sometimes we unintentionally hurt the ones we love.
Such greeting card bullshit. You don't hurt the people you love the people you love.
I have a theory. I think this voice that we hear is Mr. Cayne, perhaps. And he is like the AI of the area, perhaps? I've never played Stasis, so I'm not exactly sure. But we're going into the birthing lab nexus now. Security hologram. The area beyond the store must be important to warrant such security. Let's go in this door first, I suppose. Project Samantha. We heard about her in the PDA from that. Grubs. Okay. Biological growth. A greenish gaseous smog lingers around the composite mass of flesh, muscular fiber, bone, and other organic matter. The specimens in the habitat are inert and unresponsive, perhaps in some sort of induced coma. Displays primitively summarizes the current temperature, humidity, toxicity, and other status levels in specimen habitat. Crusted smudges of brown ichor stain the specimen tray. Gross. Let's check this terminal. Julia Kern logged in. Check in. Caligula, Attilia, Menin, Mao, Neural, Vlad. Oh, all the grubs have names. Okay, great. Incidents. 10:10 p.m. Vlad was temporarily removed from the habitat using a baited, contaminated canister. Okay. 11:12. Caligula has exhibited extreme aggression towards her siblings. Mao consumed 5 appendages from Nero. Okay. I have supplied raw meat and plasma to encourage brood gas production. Vlad produced an excess of the nootropic vapor, which resulted in low visibility in the habitat. Okay. 1 cubic meter of gas was shipped to the Kern labs for the subjugation of Samantha. Vlad was returned to the habitat. Observation 1. Attila has started the metamorphic process. I've applied a metabolism inhibitor in order to inhibit stage 2 maturation. Observation 2. The grubs are responding negatively to maternal vocal calls. There is a possible rupture in the grub contaminant enclosure that is causing the brood glass to leak, that it turned agitated Samantha. Okay. Habitat humidity reduced from 84 RH to for the 512th hour hibernation cycle. Okay. Personnel. I'm making a note of the crew facilities password. Okay, crew facilities password. Crew facilities. There's a plus sign. And a triangle. And 2 of those. Okay. Great. Great. Okay. A pneumatic delivery tube for moving samples safely between the observation laboratory and the specimen habitat. Gross. We gonna leave here then, because that's gross. Do I actually have a baby inside me, or is it one of them damn grubs? Gross. Nasty.
Jesus.
You're scared.
Heck yeah, I'm scared. This place. Who could create this?
Monsters.
Cayne. Floating corpse, lacerated ribbons of flesh, and muscular tissue frame the shattered vertebrae like some grotesque work of art. A mangled PDT clings to the spinal cord. Aha. Voice recorder. Okay, I'll grab that here in a second. I want to just... Organic fluids. It smells like an abattoir? Hydraulic mechanism. This looks like it's attached to something submerged in that stuff. Yeah. Lever. There's a PDA over here. Burning machinery. Acrid black smoke loops between the melted circuitry and plastics. Tattered thermonylon strapping and mangled clamps dangle ominously from the massive reinforced steel frame. Yep, we're gonna go grab this real quick.
John Cayne, note to self.
Ooh.
All that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Leviticus 9:10.
I was gonna say, that sounds like a Bible verse. Definitely was a Bible verse. Control box is connected to the hydraulic mechanism in the vat.
That was nasty.
Oh, that's gross. I'm gonna come over here and read this and try to prepare myself for that. Okay. Professor John Cayne. Okay, this is who we just heard
They were
talking.
growing someone. They were trying to grow Cayne.
Cloning is unpredictable. Cloning an individual is impossible.
It sounds like they were using something special. Something called Samantha.
Interesting. We shall read. February 9th. Today is a holy day. Hendry Cayne himself has arrived, frozen and waiting for the great harvest to come. Soon the flesh of the immortal vessel will bring him to new life. Well, closer than ever, and I know it. The race has begun, and I will not allow Dr. Adams, the heretic he is, to win. No, Cayne will not allow it. He knows his plan, and he knows that it ends with me. Our Leviathan is Samantha. Nothing on earth is her equal. A creature without fear. The Book of Job, 14:33. Okay. Bible thumpers. February 14th. Never again will he die. Never again will he feel pain. Never again will he leave us. He will be reborn of his own duplicated flesh, and not that of Adams and his ridiculous mind transfer power trick. March 13th. We are getting closer. Our next patient has undergone the new and improved genetic fusion procedure and is reacting well. The spinal cord has been killed, meaning that the dead cells will need to regenerate and reform into the functioning spine. No signs of physical rejection thus far, and cellular regeneration is slowly beginning. It should reconstruct itself overnight. March 14th. Very next day. Our Lord has stricken us with inadequacy. We have failed yet again. This is my fault, and I must, as always, accept responsibility. It is time I've added hooks to my whip, and I shall flagellate until dawn. I will elaborate on the results after I've taken time to reflect. March 15th. Fusing Samantha's DNA with the patient caused the newly regenerated spinal cord to expand drastically, forcing the vertebrae to audibly pop into even halves. Soon after, the patient's immune system attacked the rogue spinal cells, which in turn retaliated by killing off all other attached nerves. In the end, the patient succumbed to asphyxiation as the new cells burned through the oxygenated blood more quickly than the lungs could produce it. Another failure, but still not a wasted body. April 8th. Praise be, I've spent the day, or at least most of it, reflecting on our Savior's brilliant plan. The pieces slide into place. Samantha, myself, and the almighty Cayne in the same facility. The planets are aligning. The end draws near. Or perhaps the beginning. May 13th. I'm glad we have finally found a use for Ralph. We have put him to a more productive task. Ha! His blasphemous lectures about how the fungal plague is the result of poor hygiene were getting on my nerves. It's Cayne's doing. The plague is his retribution to our sins. May 30th. Tonight we test again. We'll be using the same procedure as before, but this time an enzyme inhibitor will be induced to prevent excess tissue generation. We must not accept failure. We will bask in the light of Cayne's restored glory. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. Revelations 2:11. June 8th. Still the patient lives, however. It has exhibited some concerning symptoms. Although the spinal cord has stopped regenerating at an appropriate time, the arms and legs will occasionally twitch, or more accurately, flail. It seems that the spine has control over the connected limbs. I mean, that's what the spinal cord does. June 11th. The patient is no longer viable. After a promising start, the regenerative tissue again expanded beyond intention. Surprisingly, the patient's removed vocal cords were reconstructed. Of course, it did not understand speech. It must have been frightened by its own inhuman screaming, as it immediately tore its own throat out. After some gurgling, it regenerated within hours, then terrible screaming and bloody extraction. A cascade of rotting tissue, the previous throat began to form a dangling, bleeding scarf as the patient continued to tear itself apart. July 1st. Oh, that abomination! As far as Sharon can tell, Adam's unrighteous creation has wasted precious flesh in making a toy of some kind. Just like its creator, the abomination has been an unholy waste of resources. Even a name such as hobo is an undeserved grace. It is an animal and nothing more. This guy is strange. Pestilence strikes. The fungal threat is weak now, but soon it will spread to our food and our bodies if it hasn't already. It is our first, and perhaps final, warning to make haste. I've traced the spores to a cargo shipment earlier this year, but I have no idea how they became so virulent. Behold, a great plague will Cayne smite thy people and thy children and all thy goods. 2 Chronicles 21:14. That right there. This fungus is having an observable impact on the cellular regeneration process. One patient began to develop a film of which resembled reptilian scales, complete with a secondary set of eyelids. This is unacceptable. The spinal regeneration process has been mastered. Almost any tissue that can now be perfectly reconstructed, but it's impossible to get definitive results with this interference. Cayne, if you will truly seek rebirth, why do you hinder me so? Is it not the time? Surely there is a reason. October 12th. That's quite the jump. Okay. Samantha scratched several demonic scrawls into an insignificant employee's back. I warned them not to get close to the succubus. She is the devil. Sometimes we need to make a deal with hell to get closer to heaven. Now, September 18th. Forgive me, Cayne. I succumbed to Sharon's temptations and had a romantic dinner rather than working late, as I should have done. Watch and pray, and ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. 1 Timothy 6:11 through 12. My repetitive failure has indeed had an impact on my faith. I am being tested. For the love of Cayne, I shall rise above. December 4th. Today I noticed that my laboratory is missing several incubators. The last inventory check was several months ago, so it could have gone missing at any time. This is undoubtedly the work of Adams, but why? He doesn't need the equipment, and I can certainly spare it. Perhaps the hobo is involved? It is disconcerting at best. December 15th. Time is of the essence. Samantha's escape today is likely to be the first of many, and we will eventually run out of ways to subdue her. The re-engineered grubs are producing a potent gas that will drive the beast to fluster. Whether she kills us all or we find a way to kill her first, neither outcome revives Cayne. I will not rest until he is returned to intervene. From this point forward, I live for nothing else. This guy is very strange. Whip. Oh, I got a whip. A blood-stained whip with tiny burrs. Ah, this is one he was using to fellocate himself. Okay, we gonna check out this. Do I use the whip on it? Well, I guess we come back here later with a lever for something, perhaps. I have a whip now, and a PDA with the doctor's voice on it, so I have a new code. So let's go back to the security nexus and punch that in. I don't think I have as far to walk. No, I don't. Thank goodness. I think it was the crew facilities this belonged to, so plus sign, triangle.
It worked!
Yeah. Oh, it's this
This
one.
can't be how I meet my end. I have so much more inside of me.
Oh.
I have so much more to give to the world.
Yep. This wasn't my plan either. This wasn't how it was supposed to be.
You're young. You can get through this.
And then, I'm stuck. Stuck with a baby. It's not a life. Not fair for either of us.
There are other choices.
Bingo! I did make a choice. It didn't end well. Women in my family have bad luck with babies. I'm continuing a proud family tradition.
Oh. 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 Sad. Poor Hadley.
So, this is where the monsters play.
Still no sign of anyone?
Do plants count? This horrible place must have had more people around.
Table and chairs. The drab, cheap plastic mundanity of the crew lounge is but a moment's respite from the horrors unfolding around. Hologram. This device manipulates electromagnetic radiation and energy particles to project a realistic virtual thing. Hologram of Junka-Cola. Who needs sleep, Junka-Cola? It's refreshing, addictive. May cause chronic insomnia, headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, hallucinations, hypertension, gastrointestinal bleeding, peripheral neuropathy, cardiac dysrhythmia, congestive heart failure, toxic epidermal necrosis, catastrophic hemorrhaging, and death. I want some! The menu's ready-to-eat items include space soup and space special. Holographic eye. It's seen things you wouldn't believe. Yep. Scented greenhouse. Leafy, aromatic shrubs are flourishing in the otherwise somewhat unkept terrarium. Okay. Boombox. A retro tape cassette is loaded into the deck with the label Brosif Megamix 69.
Can I get a Joseph? Yeah, the beat goes on. Don't forget your free autographed photo of me. Sealed with a kiss.
Bent stripper pole. The seal pole is damaged but probably still useful somehow. I picked up a bent stripper pole. The politically correct term is exercise pole. Okay. Do I use that? Right here?
Sit back and relax.
I'm going past this. What do I need a stripper pole for? Yeah, it looks minor. Doorway. That looks promising. Let's see. Twisted wreck of elevator, smashed glass, and scrap metal. Not much else. Smoldering debris, the steel wreckage radiates an immense amount of heat. The air above it, hazy and disorienting. Overgrown gardens, a flourishing extravagance of verdant flora, unconcerned by the catastrophe around it. Dense oxygen gardens. The facility uses these hydroponic hothouses as a natural, unmechanical method of replenishing its oxygen supplies. Oh, there's PDA up here. Oh, I can't get up there. I gotta... Okay, so I'm gonna have to go through this door to get up here to this PDA. Okay. Well, it's been a while since I summoned, so let's quick save. And let's go on through the door with all the blood in it. Let's send the pregnant lady in.
Ugh, terribly decorated.
A small light illuminates from the device on the floor. Okay, let's pick this up. Quantum storage.
PDT. And it looks unused.
Great.
How do you know?
No blood on it. And it doesn't smell like rotting meat.
That's blood-covered sheets. The blood-sodden sheets have dried like a scab over the bunk. Okay, we're gonna read this PDA now. Whose is it? Julia Kern. How much do you have? Ah, your face is ugly too. Jeez, what's with all the women in this game? February 6th. Daddy is anxious. He won't admit it, but I think the idea of having Cayne in the stasis here bothers him. He knows his work is coming along slowly. He's scared to fail in his holy light, but knows that he will. Poor Daddy. Oh, that's Sharon. I'm sure it's her temptation that is leading my daddy to failure. She keeps him from publishing himself like he should. She scolds me for calling him Daddy because she thinks I'm too old. Excuse me, but I was raised with a little thing called values. Besides, she wants me to call her Mom. Double standards, right? Joseph is so special. Do you ever feel like something is just meant to be? It's such a tacky feeling to describe, but it's true. It's cliché for a reason. How can you have nostalgia over someone you just saw a couple of minutes ago? I don't know, but it's the best feeling in the world. Babysitting Samantha's brood is easier when I know I can go to see him afterwards. Ugh, another day, another load of brood gas harvested. I understand that we needed to keep Samantha calm, but it's such a pain to watch over her oversized maggots. Of course, why bother with the gas when we can just stick Sharon in there to calm her down just as well? They look about the same anyway, haha. Did I mention how much I hate working with this bitch? Is it bad enough that she's screwing my daddy, but I have to work with her every single fucking day? Time to vent. I've really been thinking about how Samantha only lets Sharon handle her, and it pisses me off to no end. Joseph could cheat on me, and I'd still be angrier about Sharon and her stupid, lopsided face. I wish that witch would stop trying to micromanage my family. The 1st of May is always so romantic. Spring is here. I mean, it's probably just somewhere. It probably is somewhere or other. There aren't really seasons here. Sometimes the atmospheric controls break and tries to either freeze or burn us to death, though. That counts as seasons, I think. it's a tough life. Nothing can ever just be okay, you know? If somebody isn't sick, you can bet they're tired or hungry or stressed out. There's nowhere I'd rather be, though. Most people don't get to live with their daddy forever, much less a 5-minute walk from their perfect boyfriend. Plus, I'm working for a righteous cause. It's all worth it. Ew, fungus. They say it's all inside the ventilation system and now it's starting to settle on the outside of the vents. Maybe that's why everyone's got food poisoning. How long has this stuff been around? It smells like old feet. Work's getting even harder for Daddy now that the fungus is everywhere. I have just the thing, though. I can make sure Dr. Adams doesn't use this as an opportunity to get ahead. Tonight, I'll level the playing field. Joseph likes to bring me into Adams's workspace when we get really romantic. I'm sure he won't notice if some information gets deleted. Right? How many of these are there? A lot! Okay. Sharon says her face is so disfigured because she had a stroke and lost control of the muscles that are supposed to hold the right side of it together. I'd have a stroke too if I had to live knowing that I was such a helpless idiot. Except I'd do the right thing and just off myself so that the rest of the gene pool didn't have to deal with me. Julia, you are very harsh. Ugh. But everyone in this game, other than Hadley and the voice that is speaking, seems to be completely insufferable. It's been a really long time since Daddy's told me a story about Mommy. When I was a teenager, he'd put me to sleep every night with a story about how the two of them, before I was born, and how they were. He denies it, but I think her death has a lot to do with his decision to practice medicine. Now, though, he insists that it was his calling from Cayne since he was a child, and that Mommy was just an insignificant cog in the machine of life. I understand. Everyone copes differently. Why would you say that about your child's mother? Jesus. Dr. Adams has done it. He's mapped Cayne's mind into a new host. No rejection. This is how it's supposed to happen. Daddy just needs more time. I've rewritten the results and updated the ARM computer with Joseph's login details, but I'm not sure how long I can keep this up. Cayne, help us all. Joseph struck me hard across the face. Doesn't he know that I've been sabotaging their research? Oh, does he know that I've been sabotaging their research? He called me Grublinda while he ravaged me with some over-the-knee spanking and whipped slightly across my back. Does he still love me? Oh, I know he does. Hail. It's a blessing from Cayne. Samantha broke free today and killed 5 security guards. Why is this good? I managed to sneak over to Ralph during the commotion and print a PDT. I used Joseph's high-level security clearance details, also managing to grab a blank one. I'll save it for a rainy day. Daddy hasn't slept in 3 whole days. He barely eats. And what has Sharon done? She distracted him. He needs to focus on Cayne. Maybe it's time I finally give her what she deserves. Joseph has been cold towards me despite me submitting to another beating and some light strangulation. Abusive, red flag, get out. Bueno and I are over. The bastard. He admitted to me that Adams paid him earlier this year. Oh. Was she prettier than me? Does she believe that pain is pleasure? No. No, this cannot continue. I'll lure Sharon over to Samantha's cell and use Joseph's PDT to release Samantha on her. I just need a little human flesh to get the broodlings buzzing, and Samantha will do the rest. With the security thinned after the incident, nobody will ever find out. Even if they do figure it out, Joseph will get the blame. Is this the last one? It is. This is it. The power has just turned off the maintenance or something. I've decided to take care of that Sharon, and then I can set things straight for Daddy. Praise be to Cayne. Praise be to Cayne. Praise be to Cayne. Praise be to Cayne. I didn't see any sort of code and all that. This girl is messed up. Shattered picture frame. It's a portrait of an old man in a white laboratory. Okay. Personal... Burned out circuitry smolders behind a smashed screen. Romantic novels. Titles like Bird of the Omniverse, The Cosmonaut's Mistress, and An Interstellar Scandal are still eligible through the bots of Gore. Okay. Radio. Okay. Mangled electronic safe. Is there anything in here?
Oh my god. I know him. I know this guy.
What guy?
There's a photo of... Oh shit.
Old boyfriend?
Drunken bar night and a morning full of regrets. They paid for the procedure. They chose the hospital.
Who?
Cayne Corporation.
What the? Is this her baby daddy? Is this her baby daddy? A photograph signed Love Joseph. It also furnishes a lipstick kiss and a suspect stain in the corner. How many times can I say gross in this playthrough? Sterile polyester vignettes of some other place, some other time. Vintage photograph. Okay, I have a PDT. What else did I need? How do I get up here? Do I go back this way then?
I love Juca-Cola. Love it.
They say it's made from people.
Juca-Cola is made of love and happiness.
But it's so bad for you. Did you not hear the warning signs? Maybe I go back down here since I have a blank PDT here.
Brains.
Hi friend, I'm Ralph. Let's print a PDT together.
Yeah, we will do that, Ralph.
Blank PDT accepted.
That fits nicely.
I still need a PDT template and a cryoregulator. Okay, well that's 1 out of 3. We read quite a few PDAs. I think 2 of them, but they were really long. Everyone in this facility is really messed up, except the voice that is helping me along, which I am convinced is Cayne. Or it's the baby inside her. I'm not sure which. Either way, I'm going to end this here. So thank you so much for watching this, guys. If you like what you're watching, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content just like this. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!